Welcome to the life you crave. Simple and sustainable weight loss for women who have better things to do than diet. I'm your host, Leah Pinelli. I help ambitious, badass women stop overeating, overworking, and overgiving to lose weight from a place of love. I'll help you simplify weight loss, end your overwhelm, and create the life you crave. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to this podcast. Let's get started.
Hey there, friends. So as I sat down to write out a podcast sequence for the month of December, I realized that what's really on the minds of all of my listeners and my clients alike is all about overeating because it's the holiday season. And during the holiday season, we all seem to feel that same sense of anxiety and dread and fear really around the holidays. So instead of re-recording some of my oldies but goodies, I decided to just go ahead and re-release some of my most popular podcasts that I've ever done that also are totally relevant during this December 2023 time. So these are replays, but everything in these replays is totally relevant. And I think it's exactly what we are all craving at this time of year. I would love to connect with you in the new year. And if you are interested in learning more about my 90 Days to Food Freedom program, we will be starting again in January. And I would love for you to join us. So head over to leahpinelli.com where you can sign up to book a free curiosity call with me. Enjoy the replay. Hey, I'm Leah Pinelli, life coach. I help women lose weight without dieting, ditch the diet drama, get rid of all of that, and lose weight permanently. Tonight, I want to talk specifically to those of you who keep finding yourselves overeating and maybe overdrinking during this pandemic that we're in. And despite your best efforts, you keep telling yourself like, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do this again tomorrow, right? Like I'm tired of this. I feel terrible, the whole thing. And yet tomorrow you find yourself doing it over again and again and again. This video is for you. The truth of the matter is that I don't actually know very many people during this pandemic who haven't overeaten or overdrank. This is an unprecedented time, as you've heard hundreds of times now, and we are coping and dealing with this the very best way that we can. Recently in my Facebook group, Level Up, which by the way, if you are not in Level Up and you are female identified, you need to get in there because we're doing some pretty awesome things. But recently I had a new member mention, she talked about how she had recently been feeling a lot of anxiety about all of the mask wearing, and she wanted to feel better. She wanted some comfort for her anxiety. So she ate half a box of pasta, and that resulted in her feeling like crap. And of course, everybody in that group can identify with that feeling. And we think that in those moments, we think that the pasta or the chocolate or the wine, we think that that's the solution. And we think that that's the solution because we think that anxiety is a problem that needs to be solved. But the truth is that anxiety isn't actually a problem that needs to be solved. Anxiety is just an emotion. And emotions in and of themselves are not problems. But our brains don't understand that. Our brains think that intense, uncomfortable emotion, and even sometimes intense positive emotion, is a problem that needs to be solved. And so we go to food or to wine or to whatever it is to solve the problem. And then you and I both know that it doesn't actually solve the problem. What ends up happening is we feel worse. And then we beat ourselves up for having made the decision that makes us feel worse. And then we feel worse because now we're beating ourselves up. I mean, it literally, we just pile it on, right? And we make things worse for ourselves. Then we tell ourselves that this isn't going to happen again tomorrow. I'm going to get my willpower and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to make tomorrow a better day. And then you don't. And that's why I'm making this video for you, is because I want to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. And if this is you, if I've just described you and you're somebody who keeps following this pattern and you can't figure out how to break it or how to get out of this pattern, I want to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you. You are not alone. So many of us do this right along with you or have done it in the past. And the reason this keeps happening to you is because the problem isn't actually the problem of anxiety. The problem is not to be solved. The reason it keeps happening is because you currently are in this place where you are unwilling to feel all of your emotions. That's it. It's as simple as that. Every time that you go to chocolate or cheese or pasta or wine or whatever your go-to thing is, or your multiple go-to things, ice cream, every single time you do that, it is just your brain's way of trying to keep you safe from this really uncomfortable emotion, and fill in the blank for whatever emotion that is for you. Anxiety, fear, boredom, dread, panic, excitement, celebrate, whatever it is. Like your brain is just trying to make that emotion go away. And it wants you to feel better. It wants you to feel pleasure. And so that is the job of your brain. So your brain is doing its job and it's doing it perfectly. So when you tear open that bag of Doritos or the bag of Oreos or whatever it is, and like you go for it, it's just your brain doing what it's designed to do. Nothing's gone wrong. But that doesn't also mean that that's the result that you want, that that's the behavior that you want. And so what I want to offer to you today is I just want to offer to you the reason, which I said previously, which is that you're just not willing right now to feel that emotion without overeating or without overdrinking. And that's where you are right now, and that's okay. There is a pathway out. You can start to separate your feelings from your actions. You can decide that you're going to feel what anxiety feels like without overeating and without overdrinking. You can make that decision for yourself. I'm not going to lie to you. It is terrible. It feels terrible to feel anxiety without pouring a glass of wine or eating, half a wheel of brie cheese or whatever. It feels terrible to have a strong urge to eat chocolate chip cookies or ice cream and instead not respond to the urge by eating it and just feel the urge. It feels terrible. I'm not telling you it's going to feel great and it's going to be all rainbows and unicorns. It's going to feel horrible. But here's what I want to offer to you is that feeling, it will pass. And it will be really uncomfortable. But when you start to allow the emotion, instead of eating your way to push that emotion away, which by the way, we all know it doesn't work because that emotion always just comes back. But when you start to really allow the emotions and separate them from the actions and not take action in a way that's going to have that negative net impact in your life, that's when you really start to see transformation. And I wanted to make this video for you tonight because I know that there are so many of you out there who are experiencing this right now and you can't figure out what's wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with you, nothing at all. But there is also a solution, a real solution, not to your emotions, because those are just a part of being human. But there is a solution to the overeating or the overdrinking if that's what you're experiencing. If you want to know more, I would be more than happy to hop on a call and help you through this. You can always sign up at leahpinelli.com. Just sign up for a free mini session with me and come join Level Up. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff in there. Oh, and I'm actually going to be starting a new group coaching program, or not a new one. We've got one going now, but I'm going to be starting another round of group coaching. We deal with all of this stuff, all of the overeating and overdrinking, especially during a pandemic. So I hope you will join me. Let me know how I can help. I'm here. I got you. Ciao.
You've been listening to The Life You Crave. I lost 30 pounds years ago without dieting, willpower, or deprivation. I'm on a mission to help other women, including you, do the same. You can book a free weight loss strategy session with me over at leahpinelli.com. That's LIAPINELLI.com. See you on our next call or on the next episode. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on iTunes.